Brandon Orchard Series weeds. So let's look at the weeds that need to be controlled, because that's like one of the main jobs here in maintaining the orchard. And this is lemon balm, which is not, I mean, is a nice plant. It just spreads. So in that sense it's weedy, because it pops up in places where you don't want it and overwhelms other plantings. But it's pretty easy to keep under control, and it doesn't grow that fast. So just come around, pull it up where you don't like it, and leave it where you do. I definitely count ivy as a weed, so it always encroaches from the garden next door. You'll have to keep an eye on that, and you know, when you see it trailing in, trying to establish itself, just cut it back. If you do that consistently, you won't have a problem. The other big weed problem I have here is grass. Just grass seed just comes in, I don't know from where. And if you let it establish itself, it just, yeah, I mean, it'll just get more and more, and eventually it'll suffocate everything else. So right now we don't have a lot of grass, except in a few places, like under this oak tree there's a fair amount. This is not very nice grass. This is quack grass, which forms rhizomes which spread on the ground, and when you weed it they break up into smaller pieces. Each of those, you know, makes more grass, so you really have to stay on top of it. The challenge is maybe for people who are new to this garden to distinguish between grass and alums, garlic specifically. So there's a lot of garlic around here. Here's a clump of garlic, here's a clump of garlic, and you know, to compare, here's the grass. So I mean, grass is just much smaller, thinner, and doesn't come up as straight and strong and clumps as the garlic does. So just try and look out for that. You know, you can see the garlic, you know, has leaves that come off the central stem. Multiple leaves come off the central stem, whereas the grass just has a different habit. You have, you know, a root, and then the grasses come out from there separately. So here's your grass. Here's your typical grass. And if I pull up a garlic, let's see if I can get one out. I mean, immediately you can see the stem. It looks like, you know, it looks like a little tiny leek or onion. And if you pull it out whole, you would find a little tiny bulb, you know, the forming garlic bulb at the bottom of it. And yeah, so go for the grass whenever you can. Here's another weed I don't like very much, but it's hard to get rid of. That's this stuff here. It's called bedweed, and it's sort of vetch-like, and it looks really harmless right now, except it grows, you know, pretty vigorously, and then it forms these tangles that just lie on top of everything else and smother everything, and then they produce a bunch of seeds and, you know, reproduce a lot. So I mean, it's a very sort of feathery plant, but if you let it get out of hand, it is a problem. So just pull it whenever you see it. You know, it's going to be really hard to eradicate it, but yeah. And you don't really have to eradicate it. It's like veg, it's a leguminous plant, so it's a nitrogen fixer and has benefits in that respect. You just, you know, don't want to let it overtake your other plants.